just making a video to thank everyone for subscribing to my account. 7 subscribers is a start. It's not much, I know, but again, I've only been doing YouTube for a couple of days. And I've got over 120 followers on Twitter this week. So I want to thank every one of you for that as well. My goal on Twitter is to get to 500 verified followers, and obviously on YouTube I want at least 1,000, because that's when you start getting paid with something like 90 hours of watching every 30 days. I can't remember, but yeah, I definitely want to make money at this, and all of you you're making it very a realistic goal to actually make money at this. I have a wife, I have a 4-year-old daughter, a 2-year-old daughter, and I want to definitely have my mother-in-law living with us so that she can retire. And you guys are definitely making that a realistic goal, and I definitely appreciate it. Now, the reason why I want to make a video today, because I know I stated I would make a video every Friday, is because, again, I'm trying to get people onto my YouTube account as subscribers. And in my research, as I got very good at research, being a book reviewer, I've noticed that YouTube usually starts putting you in their search results after something like 33 videos. So I'm trying to fire out videos a little faster than I stated, because I do want to be in YouTube's algorithm so that more people start watching my videos. But I read a little bit more of the Fall of the Fall of Sandria, by T.J. McKay. And yeah, I'm loving that book so far. The sword that ends up falling from the sky that Draskar gets, I definitely would like a replica of that. I even told the author that, like, if he were to somehow make a replica of that sword, I would definitely want it and hang it on my wall. Like, that sword sounds awesome. It's he explains it as being made of gray, or sorry, not gray, gold, with a ruby at the end, with like snake-like snake-like creatures going up the handle. It sounds very cool. With the book, someone, for the exception of How to Train a Dragon, a character actually being friends with dragon it's kind of a new concept. It's different from the Game of Thrones, where the that character in the Game of Thrones was more of the mother to dragons. This guy, he definitely seems like a friend of the dragons. He has kind of a kinship type bond with them. He can even see through their eyes at times, and it makes it for a very interesting read. Another book that I'm also reading is I Escaped Auschwitz. It's about a gentleman that was sent to Auschwitz, and he escaped, and somehow ended up rescuing about 200,000 people with him. And learning his story, it's very humbling. You think you have issues in your life, you should read this book. It makes your issues seem petty, because in Auschwitz, there's times where those guards are beating him so badly, and the only reason why they stop is the guards get bored. Can you imagine someone having that, not having humanity to the point where beating someone eventually gets boring? And I think it took something like 3 hours for that guard to get bored of beating him. And then after he was beating him, he sent him to work and expected the guy to work after. Like that, I mean, it's just stuff like that is intense. And before he gets caught, he, like, when he's going through the border and he's trying to get to England to in order for safety, and he has all these forged documents, and he's getting through, and he's staying at friends and family's houses, and he's explaining the absolute sheer terror that his friends have of him being there. and the fact that they can be executed if they find him, and if they're caught harboring him. And during that, and there's another time where he was beaten for about 3 hours, where guards were trying to get him to fess up on how he survived so long, where he's been staying. And after 3 hours of beating, he never ever told the guards about his friends or that they were harboring him. He was willing to keep that information to the death. And having that type of loyalty, I definitely respect, because we all say that we would do that. But after 3 hours of beatings, I would imagine 90% of us, although we'd never admit it, would actually give in and give them some information. Because that would be an intense amount of pain, and it would be an intense amount of time to go through that intense amount of pain. So the fact that he was willing to take the pain until he died, like, that is the most respectful thing that I could possibly see someone do. And then I remember this other scene in his book where they're on their way to Auschwitz, and they're in a little teeny tiny cabin. Respectfully, it should have been able to hold 3 people, but the Nazis shoved something like 12 of them in there. So when they were sleeping, they'd have to sleep in shifts. 3 people would lay down and sleep while the 9 stood, and then the 3 people would get up, and 3 other people would lay down and sleep. And it explained that the author of this book that escaped Auschwitz stated that there was a little girl in the cabin with them, and she asked her father where they were going, and the father explained to her, "We're going to another camp." And the little girl asked, "Are there schools there? Am I going to get to go to school this time? Are there playgrounds? Is it going to be any fun?" I remember at that point, with 2 little girls of my own, I was thinking, how do you answer that? Because in the book, he stated this girl was 6 years old. My oldest daughter is 4 years old, so only 2 years off. And I couldn't imagine explaining to her that, no, you're not going to go to school. No, this is not going to be any fun. It's going to be terrifying. And the author also explained at that point there was starting to be some rumors that everyone who went to Auschwitz died. So, and the father knows they're going to Auschwitz, so he knows there's a good chance that his little girl's gonna die. And it's like, how do you answer that? Like, that would be the absolute toughest position to be in as a parent, to know that your daughter is not only going to have no fun at all, but she stands a very good chance of dying. And I remember, and I had mixed feelings about it, that the father told the daughter, yes, there's going to be schools there. There's the nicest teachers you're ever going to meet. They're so kind. There's so many playgrounds. Like, he basically explained it like it's Disneyland. Like they were heading to Disneyland, and she's going to have the most fun that she's ever had in her life. And I had mixed feelings about that, because A, you're lying to your kid, but B, you kind of have no choice to lie to your kid, because you don't want to let them know about what's going to happen, because you're going to traumatize them. So it's kind of like, do you lie to her and let her experience the last few moments of her life in peace and in happiness, or do you tell her outright? And the author stated that after they dropped them off into Auschwitz, they told the men to get off the cabin and the women and children to stay on the cabin. And then they sent the women and children to a gas chamber that night. So that little girl died, and she was apparently, when they sent you into the gas chamber, they didn't tell you what it was. So when she died, she wouldn't have known she's going to her death. So she kind of died expecting this fun thing, and I kind of have mixed feelings about that, because she didn't get to experience the fun that her dad told her she was going to have, but she also didn't live the rest of her life in fear. So it's kind of a good in a sense, and I can't really bash the father for that decision, because honestly, as a father myself, that would be the absolute hardest thing you'd ever have to do. I'll keep posting reviews on I Escaped from Auschwitz as I read further into it, because I'm reading the two books, one by T.J. McKay and the other the non-fiction book about escaping Auschwitz. But thank you very much for watching. Hit subscribe, hit like on the video, and leave a comment. And I promise to respond to every single comment. That's just my wife's cat, if you can hear him. But thank you for watching, and I will try and post more videos. Some of them might be of me pulled over on the road to post, because again, I work a lot because I have a family to support. This is why I'm trying to do this, so I don't have to work so much, and so that I get to spend more time with my family. And you guys are making that possible. Thank you very much.